The sun just went behind a cloud, and I think that might be God's gift to me right now, because it is hot outside. It is mid-July. It is Monday. Today is my day that I typically grind out all the things and super hustle while also trying to rest a little. I have childcare on Mondays. I have 2 kids. They go to a lovely family friend of ours for the day so that I can clean, work on a project, work on YouTube, whatever I need. It is a gift. I feel very spoiled by that. It is wonderful, and it is absolutely essential to me being able to stay home with my kids, because I just need that little bit of peace. Anyway, today I actually went and got coffee with a couple of friends, which is something I usually try not to do on Mondays because it just feels like it eats up part of the day, and this is my only day to do the things. I also probably need to stop putting so much pressure on my Mondays, but I did do that today, and I got back late, and so I'm trying to kind of like play catch up in my afternoon, get a little YouTube done, get some cleaning done, and all of the things. And it also had me thinking about constantly feeling like I'm behind somewhere. I feel like I'm behind today for my chores. I will feel like everything, there's always something that I'm running behind, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. Another big area that I'm feeling this way is actually my garden. There were a couple of key things that I didn't quite get done this year. As a recap, I pretty much neglected my garden entirely last year. I was postpartum, and I had my son in May, so that was prime time. I went from being 8, 9 months pregnant to having a newborn post C-section. It wasn't the year for gardens. We have some wonderful Mennonite farms and produce areas around here, and I've had multiple women come up to us from Mennonite women come up and say, there are years for babies and there are years for gardens. And I always go back to that. I always think about them telling us that because it's so true. You can't do both. If you've had children or know anybody who's had kids, like, babies are all consuming. So my garden was crazy last year. It was crazy. Did not exist. And I've spent most of the beginning of this year just trying to redeem it, trying to get rid of last year's weeds, last year's trash, it's not like actual trash, but the garbage of that garden, the weeds, all of it, I needed it gone, and that consumed a lot of time prepping. Ultimately, there are a lot of things that are not going as well as I would like in my garden this year. So first off, we went on a wonderful 10-day vacation, and no regrets, except I never want to go on vacation in July again, because it was right when everything was starting to pick up in the garden and really come in. We left for 10 days, so what do you think happened? I came back and there were entire sections of our garden beds fully eaten. I think that when we're home, my dog is in the backyard a lot, and whether it's being in the backyard or whatever, it keeps away a lot of the critters, even though I have double fences. We have a fenced-in yard for our dogs, and within that fence, we have a garden. Anyway, something didn't care, because we were gone for those 10 days, and I came back and there were just giant sections were eaten. And I'm telling you, when you have put in time and energy and money into this stuff and into the fencing, and then critters still get in and tear it up, the immediate rage that I had, even though I knew I was going to be coming back to things, I don't know, I wasn't expecting pest things. I was expecting overly dry things, which also, I was right. We had some things that, because I didn't leave this is such a silly thing. I never connected my Bluetooth to my watering timer, so it's not watering on a timer. I'm going out in the mornings and turning it on, which is fine when I'm here, but I wasn't here for 10 days. Also, why didn't I stake my dahlias? I know better. All of this I know better, and so I'm super frustrated at myself that I didn't get the things done, as though I don't have children to take care of, and it's just not that easy. It's one of the things that's maddening to me about being a stay-at-home mom is that I actually can't get things done like you would expect, because I'm taking care of the children. Someone's always awake. Someone's always needing me. And even going out and trying to get these tasks done when it's blazing in the middle of the day, it's impossible. Anyway, excuses, whatever. It's the reasons why these things have gone wrong. So I came back from vacation, things were eaten, water still needed to be repaired. I needed those new pieces so that I could connect to the rest of the watering. I had watering come undone in a couple places. I had dahlias on the ground. It's giving me trauma, just like rehashing out what I came back to. Hadn't even gotten tomatoes before we left, and then I came back and there were rotten tomatoes. it all just happened so fast. We also had like monsoon rain here. The local park flooded. There were branches all over the yard. There were branches all over the garden. So I spent all of last week, which was our first week back, cleaning up, weeding. Holy weeds. I feel like I'm not even a gardener lately. All I do is weed. And I'm trying to crack the code on what is going on. I think what's happening in my garden specifically is from being neglected for a full year, everything went to seed, seeded itself, and then came back up again. Because we have landscape fabric with pea gravel on top. And the weeds don't care. They're growing on top of the fabric in the pea gravel. So I'm trying to be really diligent for the rest of summer. And I have been. Just like keeping those out before they go back to seed again, and ultimately just trying to defeat it. Steven even asked me the other day, he was like, do we just need to hardscape the garden? And I think, yeah, that would be the only solution, but I don't want to do that. Don't get me wrong, I would love to do that, but it's just not where I want us to spend our money. Things I never thought I would say. I don't know if this house, you know, we talk about our home a lot. Will we be here 5 years from now? I don't know. If we will, I would love to know that so we can indeed hardscape the garden. All that to say, there's a lot happening in the garden that I'm not happy with. And I was basically at a point where I'm like, burn it, whatever, we'll pull it all. Things that are going well up there right now. Zinnias, dahlias are growing. They're going to be beautiful, but we lost like our whole first flush of buds because something ate them. And then jalapenos, peppers, green beans, some of my vegetables are going great. And then some of them are rogue wild, dying in the heat, rotting in the heat, if they're even blooming at all. So, positives, some pretty flowers and more pretty flowers to come. Negatives, feeling defeated at all of the things that I already listed. However, I decided that I'm gonna take control of this. We're gonna rally it back and we're gonna get it together, because I actually posted a reel recently that was like, stop rushing away summer, it's just starting. And then yet in my garden, I'm like, burn it down, summer's over. It's July, there's no coming back in July. We're gonna come back, we're gonna come back in July. So I actually stopped by a greenhouse today. My goals this week, I'm going to get my watering fixed. I ordered the part that I need. I'm gonna get the watering fixed so that we don't have any more drought issues on the half of the garden that's not getting water. Stopped by a greenhouse today and I picked up some herbs that I had forgotten to buy beginning of the year, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna let those go. But I stopped by just to see what could inspire me, and I grabbed some sage, some lemon balm, which I had forgotten to get, and parsley. Did I get 2 parsleys? Yeah, I did. Why did I get 2 parsleys, guys? I was feeling passionate about parsley. It doesn't matter. So I got 2 parsleys and I got lemon balm and sage, and I'm gonna, at bare minimum, redeem my herbs. And there were a few areas where I was trying to let things go to seed, and when I came back, they were full of weeds. I can't stand it. I'll just buy more seeds next year. So I ripped them all out. My one crop of carrots didn't do well, and it's because my soil got so compacted right there. And so I'm gonna plant some carrots and some green beans. I have some Cosmos seeds I'm gonna throw into the ground, and we're gonna see what we can redeem. I hate feeling like this year is shot, because it's not. It feels that way because I've come home and the roses aren't currently in bloom, they're just in between. I've got hydrangeas that are just so sad because we're in a drought. Virginia's in a deep drought. I feel like I have a plan to bring it back together, and we're just gonna go through it together, and I'll give you updates as they come. So I ordered drip hoses. I'm gonna organize my brain to tell you about this from starting at my house back. I have some drip hoses I'm gonna be putting on my roses around the house and my hydrangeas. These are roses that they were moved last year, and so they're not insanely established, and I think they're having a hard time with the drought. So we're fixing it. We're gonna actually get the drip hose on there. We actually got the new parts I need for my watering system, and I'm going to connect them all to the timer, holding myself accountable. You're holding me accountable. We're gonna get it connected to the timer before next week. And then I just have to sit and wait and watch. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. It's one of those do as I say, not as I do, because I literally go on the internet and I'm like, ooh, you're not gonna be able to do it without your watering system. And this is why I know, because the half of my garden, it's not thriving. So anyway, carrot seeds, we're gonna add more of those. I'm gonna do a different variety of green beans. Even though my green beans are doing great, I I also could just freeze them. That's the thing I love about green beans, is if I don't get to, I won't actually can by myself. I would call my dad and get him to help me can. We're gonna get some veggies in. It's also a way to fill those beds so that I'm not just weeding earth. I'm starting to plan for fall. I'm already looking at ranunculus bulbs and just all of my spring bulbs, ranunculus, tulips, butterfly ranunculus, daffodils, and just my early seeds. And so I'm not trying to dismiss summer. I think we're gonna do the things that we can do to really enjoy it. I have been trying to start a home apothecary. Don't get me wrong, I think that there are antibiotics when we need antibiotics, and I also think that there are some home remedies that we can do that do just as well as, if not better, than certain things that we can buy in the store. So I'm drying herbs for a home apothecary. I'm doing yarrow and chamomile and, oh, what else do I have? Basil. Different things that I can start doing some skincare things and just have things on hand for home remedies. I'm learning, and I'm going to lean into that as like, I don't know why I feel like my garden is shot, because it's not. This is actually helping me realize it's not. I have a lot of herbs. I wanted more herbs, so we're planting more herbs. I just need to clean up the few spots where things are dead. And I feel like this every year. So this is something that I'm just having to adjust that I didn't realize as a gardener, is midsummer there just needs to be a pulling of things that aren't making it and a refresh. So this is year one of my July refresh. And if you're a long season gardener, if you want to come on and be like, Abby, you're wrong, that's not how it works, just let me have my moment, okay? Because this year, a lot of things are burnt to a crisp. So I'm gonna pull them, and I'm doing a midsummer garden refresh. I know I'm not the only one. So if you're listening to this and you're like, nope, you're not the only one, I want to burn my whole yard down because everything is crispy, just drop a comment and encourage me that I'm not it. The rest of summer, I'm going to focus on getting my dahlias up and beautiful. I am making some beautiful summer bouquets this evening. I have tons of zinnias. I actually have been talking to some local florists about selling my zinnias because I have so many, and they are just like my wonder crop that are reliable every single year, and that's encouraging. So we've got herbs, we've got some redemption veggies. Herbs are going to be for apothecary things, home remedy things, tea things, skincare things. I'm working on teaching myself so many things. I love non-toxic skincare. The skincare that I use is not inexpensive, and I just think I can make something similar. Maybe I'm totally going to eat those words. I know that there's at least some things that I could make. That's why I've been like heavy on the calendula this year. It's one of the main ingredients in one of the balms that I get from this company. So we're going to be doing calendula infused oils. I am doing home teas, which I have done before. I'll be harvesting all of my peppermint and spearmint for teas, and then doing dried herbs for the kitchen. So I'm excited to share about that. Then I think I'm going to have enough veggies to get a pretty decent fall harvest that I can freeze, maybe can. We'll be doing a lot of pesto, green beans, things that I actually eat. I'm probably going to be freezing some tomatoes this year, which I haven't done before. And then, of course, flowers. So those are my big three focuses. So yeah, we'll have herbs, veggies, flowers. And it's not all over. It's all good. And also, I can be excited about what's coming next year. So that is what I'm about to start working on. I'm going to go get these herbs in the ground because it's oddly overcast. I actually was super hesitant to come out here and film anything because, well, it was awful, but now it feels nice. This is great. So that is what I'm doing. I hope that this encouraged at least someone that you're not behind. I'm not behind. This is just summertime and things get a little crispy sometimes. I'm not the girl who's gonna go spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to re-landscape something over and over. It's just not what we're doing. And I think that so often on the internet, it's like, look at my beautiful space. Well, when you spent $1,500 on lavender pots, I hope it's beautiful. I really hope it's beautiful. I saw a video recently, and whoever this creator was, it was a beautiful yard that they did. They had planted quarts of lavender, and I'm like, I know each one of those quarts was like $13. That's what they are at our local Lowe's. And they had, I think it was 15 of them. I'm not saying that that's insanely expensive, but I'm not in a place where I'm wanting to spend $200 plus. Somebody's gonna do that math. I don't know if that's right or not. Yeah, $200, $195, 15 times 13. Anyway, I'm not in the place where we're wanting to just throw money constantly at it. even though I'm making content, even though I'm enjoying doing this, it's just not where we're gonna spend our money. I'm trying to show the angle of doing this slowly, spending instead of, you know, however much going and getting all new everything just to keep the garden full or to keep my landscaping full. We're going slowly. That's what we're doing. Hopefully this is encouraging. I feel less inadequate through this verbal process of everything that I've talked about. And so I hope that someone out there is also getting encouragement from this. It's not all over just because it's July. You don't have to burn the garden down. We're not behind. We just fix some things and move forward. And so this is also a reminder that even though it looks like sunshine and rainbows, I don't have it all together. Nobody has it all together all the time. Every year's a new lesson, and I'm learning to do it well. And I'll give you guys a look into the garden at what it looks like. Heads up, spoiler alert, there are weeds. There are weeds. It's just what it is, guys. There are weeds.